a release of pressure came there. Just went berserk.
In your eye, David Benyamine, you arrogant guy. Thinks he's 10 years older than me, so he knows a little bit. Think I care?
Started screaming in the guy's face. He's just sitting there playing his cards. He's not doing anything wrong, and I'm just going off like a lunatic.
Me and my buddy, we make it all of this money. Yeah, I know it's rude to be bragging. They never catching us slacking. Me and my buddy.
All right, guys, welcome back. Table One Podcast. Co-host Justin Young, other co-host Art Farman. Very special guest Luke Schwartz is with us today. What's up, Luke?
How's it going, guys?
Doing well. One of those guys that has been around forever, just like me, but I think this is the first time we've officially met. So truly, good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, for sure. My good friend Bhupinder, well, he's kind of polarizing with people, kind of like you are, texted me and introduced us. So thank you, Boopy. I know you love being called that.
Shaboopy.
Yeah, I met him for the first time here. We got along pretty well. Went out for dinner and we gambled some Chinese poker and stuff like that. And I think we're on the same wavelength.
Nice.
In many ways.
Who won? I need to know. Come on.
I won a little bit.
All right. A little bit. And how many points how much per point?
We were playing pretty big. It was actually playing it was either 300 a point crisscross or like 500 a point with 4 players. So it was a huge game, like old school Chinese where you just get 13 cards with the royalties. I quite enjoy that game. But it's a very tilting game when you're sitting there getting free pair and like horrible hands. You just want to kill yourself.
I think
that was happening to a couple of players. Like Angry John jumped in, and not much. Doesn't take much to trigger that guy. And he was just sitting there getting dealt dust for like hours. He couldn't breathe.
Which made you happy?
Not really, but I mean, I was happy to be winning, but I wasn't happy to see his pain. But
yeah, fair enough.
That's fair. And I'm sure you've seen every one of our episodes, but in case you haven't, we like to take our viewership back to adolescence, basically, and find out when you went from a upstanding citizen going to college with dreams of a job to whatever we've become now. So,
I was probably wasn't an upstanding citizen since I was about 9 years old because I was getting in trouble early. But I did get to college somehow, but I dropped out pretty quickly. I studied maths, so I didn't study it, but I got in to do a maths degree at a decent uni. And but by then I was already basically hustling anyway. I had loads of different like things I was doing as a teenager, whether it was graffiti, pool tables, or slot machines. And just as I got to college, I was actually I was making money on slot machines, basically. Where, like English,
tell me more.
English pub machines. They were like £25 jackpot machines, so pretty small, but you could go out all day, and there was loads of tricks to them. Like some of the machines you could just put a pound in, and you could hear which tube it went into, and if it went into the right tube, that was called bucket, and if it went into the bucket, it was ready to pay out. That was one of many tricks. So anyway, I would do that. I basically I went to uni, and I'd go out for the whole day just hustling, and then come back at night with like between 50 or 300 pounds I was making a day.
So you're throwing a pound in, you hear where it goes. If it doesn't go the right place, you just cash out?
Yeah, if you're disciplined enough to cash out. Back then I was pretty disciplined with everything, so I was winning on that. But then at nighttime I would use that money to try and spin up poker, because I just got into poker. I played poker with my family when I was very young. They're Americans, so we used to play all sorts of stud games and stuff like that. But right when the poker boom was going on in 2003, when I was at college, online poker was getting big. So I was constantly using my slot machine profit to try and spin up a roll on poker. And I was useless. And then towards the end of the first year, it was like a £10 tournament online, and I somehow won it for £10,000, which is more money than I had ever, obviously. So then I just put slot machines to bed, and that was that. I was done with that, and then basically was poker since then, 22 years ago.
All right, I know you just heard Luke talking about slot machines, and I'm going to tell you something about myself that a lot of you don't know. When I was playing low stakes in Vegas, on my tilt walks, on my way into the casino, on my way out of the casino, I would play slot machines. Now, the only reason I got interested is because a friend of mine at the table started teaching me about advantage slots. And yes, that's a real thing. It's like counting cards and blackjack. There is value in those meters, and people feed them coins, and then they leave before they can cash in on the value. So Now that I'm playing higher stakes, not to brag, I realize I don't have a lot of use for the knowledge that I have learned. And so, not to ruin it for every other Advantage slot player out there, but the hardest thing about Advantage slots is remembering all of the slots, how to play them, how to beat them, pulling up your notes every single time. So I decided to take all that knowledge that I had about Advantage slots and put it into a database. And you can access that database at slotmaps.com. It's a chatbot, just like ChatGPT, except I loaded it up with all of the Advantage slot strategies that I know. And I'm adding more every day. It's free to try it out. It's got some other cool features, a mapping feature, a session tracker like in poker. And yeah, I would just love if you gave it a try. Give me some feedback. Slotmaps.com. All right, back to the show.
Sorry, I haven't been over to England to like visiting these pubs that have like the jackpot machines. Did the bartenders or like any employees give a shit about?
Like, I'd run into all sorts of troubles. Like I'd have my local ones where you'd have to go in. You're meant to, sit and buy drinks and stuff. I'd go in and buy the cheapest lime cordial for 50p, and I'd been chased out of the pub. Bottles been thrown at me, like angry locals, taking their jackpot, stuff like that. So yeah, it was kind of a wild little ride.
You took that as a badge of honor, or like it was just like
it was part and parcel of it, basically.
Yeah, gotcha.
But I'm like a bit of like a degen for the buzz. So I guess like it wasn't too serious. Like I kind of like the action.
Sure. Yeah, if they shook your hand and paid you the money, you'd be like, this is boring.
Well, you got the money out of the machine and just like ran out the pub basically. Yeah. That if it was dangerous or whatever.
Gotcha.
It wasn't like you had to go behind the bar and get paid. Like,
are these on like every street corner? So
yeah, so like obviously drinking's a big culture in England.
I've heard
so there'd be like just on a high street, probably like 5 pubs in a down a 1 mile strip. Or
so they've seen you before.
So they'd get to know you. Basically, I'd be traveling all through London. I'd have my own routes. I'd have a North London route, a South London route.
Did you have a partner in crime during this? Or
I did have a friend that was it's a pretty like lonely job to do alone. I was only like 18, 19 years old. So I used to go out with my friend Tom and we had a good time.
You said your parents were American? Or?
Yeah, they are, yeah.
How'd they end up in England?
I think they didn't like American politics too much and then just like move over there. But I've got American passports, so that's why I can come back freely to and from the States. So it's good.
It's kind of nice.
You're safe. All right. Are they both your parents still living there? Like,
well, my dad passed this year, but my mum lives in London still. Yeah.
Sorry to hear.
No worries.
Sorry, I wasn't going anywhere with that. Was curious.
All right, fine. I'll go somewhere with it. So you finally found poker. You getting a 10-pound tournament, win 10,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Like that's what was this like a party poker? Or was this back in the day?
This was on William Hill. This was actually before anyone had heard of Cryptologic. Anyone had heard of the word crypto? This place was called, like the network was called Cryptologic. I won that tournament and then basically started playing cash instantly.
Like on the same site as well, or like the
on that
casinos?
site. Yeah, no, on that site I was playing like 2-5 Hold'em, and then
you just went after it right away.
I just went. Well, I was playing 5, 10, and 10, 20 by the end of the week, going broke. But the players were like, I was like obviously terrible, but I wasn't as bad as some players. There was some really bad players, and like I got a little help from one guy who like told me just to like fold everything but pairs and ace king. I mean, it was like 9-handed Hold'em back then, and it wasn't even like, I don't think if you were on the button and you had like 10-9 suited, you were meant to open back. There was just a fold, like you were just playing like super tight and just trying to overset people and just like, I don't know, it was a totally different game, but I was able to like make a living there for a few years. I went broke on and off for like until 2000. That was like 2004. I went broke on and off those stakes till 2007.
Did you stick with college, uni?
No. The minute I won that tournament, I went back to London.
And that was your freshman year? Sorry.
That was my freshman year, yeah. I went straight back to London and quit after that.
All right.
We're cut from the same cloth.
Mad respect.
I won 3K online and I was like, I'm a professional.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll see you later.
I think when I started getting really good was, I won the Sunday Million like a couple of years later, maybe, early 2007. Yeah, early 2007, I won the Sunday Million for like 180K or something. So then I had a roll. But then I was still not very good, and I was still a big shot taker. I think I won that in like probably the summer, and by like December I was broke. So yeah, I had a lot of learning to do in Hold'em. But then I went to Vegas with my friend Rory Matthews, he's like a retired now at poker, but Scottish guy. He was one of the original OGs cash game players. He moved on to Omaha and he can beat any variant. But he basically, as silly as it sounds, and like one of them poker books, it's like if your hand's good enough to call, just raise. He basically taught me about free betting. So I was just calling pre, just being very weak. And then he just said, all right, from now on, just if you're in the pot, just re-raise or fold. So I was doing that, and no one was really doing that. And then this was at the end of 2007, beginning of 2008. I just went on a huge heater, and I think for maybe honestly a year or a year and a half, I didn't even have a losing day. So I climbed from honestly, it was such a crazy heater, and I was playing pretty well. I was above the grain or whatever. And I went from playing 2-5, 5-10 to playing 500, 1,000 within that 18 months. So yeah, it was a fun come up, basically.
Yeah, that must have been.
Yeah, I felt pretty invincible, but yeah, it didn't last forever.
Who are some of the people you're fucking up along the way? Because for those that don't know, Full Flush was your alias back then. Although, did you have a different name on PokerStars if you won the Fun Sunday?
My name on PokerStars was LB6121, but I never really played cash until later on there. But I was playing the Euro sites mainly before I got onto Full Tilt. So I built up a big roll in 2008 to 2009, just playing on Euro sites. I would battle with Isildur quite a lot. I would battle with Michael Turritz, but then there was also a lot of not so good players that I would just feed off constantly. And there was big sports bettors that would play on Betfair. Betfair was a 6 site, so it would notify you when a player came online. You could just press a button, it would sit you at their table. So it was so we would play 250, 500 no limit. Some real good games back then. I did pretty well there. And then I think at the beginning or early 2009, I moved on to Full Tilt. And I remember, I think Roland DeWolf set me up with an account, and he put $10,000 in there. And I started at 1020, even though it was a lot lower than what I'd always struggled to get money into Full Tilt. So anyway, I was I'm going to take this seriously with this 10K. So I was playing a lot bigger at the time, but I was I'll start at 1020. Anyway, in about a week, I'd beaten everyone. I was playing 100, 200 or 200, 400. I'd spun that 10K to 600 in a week.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a buzz. Then I won it even. Then I was playing Durr heads up a lot. I did pretty well versus him. I basically did well at everyone at No Limit back then. And I think I had close to 2 mil in my Full Tilt account 2 months later. But I was always a little funny. I'd engage with the Railbirds and get tilted, and they banned my chat. And then I was they banned my chat. I'm not even playing. I took a little break, and I came back a bit not rusty. I can't remember what happened, but I came back with 2 mil on there. And then no one really played me at No Limit, and it was only Isildur that wanted to play me, and he was probably a little bit better than me, or it just wasn't much point. And we were friendly as well, so I didn't really want to go and play him 4 tables, 500, 1,000. But the DJ in me kind of got the best of me, and I started playing Omaha at very high stakes. And I'd never played Omaha before. Yeah.
Good place to learn. Good place to learn.
I'd only watched my friend Matthews play Omaha, but yeah. So there was a lot of games where with some fish where it would be half Hold'em, half Omaha, 300, 600, and I even remember one hand where I've limped under the gun with ace, king, 8-5 double suited. Obviously it's a raise, but I didn't know what I was doing. And then Durr potted from the small blind. I called the flop come king 6-3 or so, and he bet 5K. I called, and then the turn he bet again. I think he bet again. I just called, not believing, with top pair king, and then on the river, it came a straight card, but I didn't realize I had a straight. 8-5 was second nuts, right? So it was 9, 6, 7. Yeah, 10-8 was the nuts, but the flop was king deuce 5 or whatever it was. It was unlikely he could have had 10-8. Yeah. Anyway, so he bets 40,000 on the river, and I'm sitting there with what I think is ace king, right?
Turn into a bluff. I like it.
No, I think I've got ace king. I'm thinking to hero calling with top pair, yeah. And at the last second, I look over. I was, I got a straight. Yeah? I didn't know that I didn't even have the nut straight, but I was like, oh, pot. I just potted him with like 1 second to go. He must have been sitting there. He had top 2 king 9, yeah? And he must have been sitting there hoping for a call, right? Yeah. I've gone into my whole time bank, like 90 seconds used to get on full tilt. And like with literally 1 second to go, I've pressed the pot button for 200K or so. And then he's gone in tank and he's called me and I've won with this straight. And it was just like, so that gave me some rush. But unfortunately, that probably like kept me in the Omaha streets too long. And I ended up like dusting not most of, like half of my roll, and then I cashed out. And that was the end of that full tilt stint. But yeah, that was like the peak of my paralysis of No Limit.
Yeah, you used to talk like, I mean, obviously a lot of shit if your chat gets banned, and you're like super famous for especially harping on Dur and Phil Galfond.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh my God, Clay Aiken, who is that? But yeah Galfond. I mean, is it just because you wanted to get a rise out of them? I don't know.
I was just like hyped up kid, whatever. Yeah.
So you're like 25 years old.
Yeah, I was 25 exactly. You know,
I think
I was a couple million. You're just like, you don't know what planet you're on. You know, I was smoking an ounce of weed every day, like, just in my own world. But yes, I took a little break on full tilt. I think like when I came back to full tilt, Jungle Man had started, and I thought I'll start playing. I started like 50, 100 again, and like all of a sudden, all my 3-betting and all my shit wasn't working. And like, there was this guy, Jungle, was just 4-betting me the whole time. And no one was 4-betting light back then, really. Anyway, he like buried me a bit. And then I lost a lot of confidence. And then like, maybe like 6 months later, I was back grinding like Euro sites. And there was like a famous hacker basically that was very good at like pretending to be friends with you, then sending you a link and then seeing your whole cards.
Oh, Jesus.
And then there was a famous story, like he got like arrested and everything. And
was this on a Euro sites?
Yeah, this was on Euro sites, but he did it everywhere. He made bundles. Anyway, yeah? And basically I lost like 300K what I had in iPoker. I'm pretty sure it was just to this one guy who could see I thought I was just running so bad, or every time I was bluffing, I was getting called. Anyway, it was obviously, he obviously had the Trojan on my computer. So that like killed my confidence, plus like the Jungle Man, like beating me at No Limit. And then I kind of never really like played much No Limit cash after that. I started playing tournaments. And then like a couple years later, I found mixed games.
All right, guys, quick break. We just want to be here to tell you guys about Phenom Poker. Very recently, they have added MTTs to the repertoire. Every day, there's a good like 10 to 12 tournaments going on right now. And in addition, if you're a first-time depositor on Phenom Poker, you can get up to 200% on $2,000 for a bonus. All you have to do is use our link, which will be posted hopefully right there. Here. I don't know where it's going to be. But you get on there, put on some money, get in USDT, and then come gamble with us, and you can get some rake back.
That's right. And if you see me or Justin at the table, definitely say something, and we will probably punt it off to you. You know, extra rake back for the fans.
That's right. We like to keep it in the family.
All right, back to the show. Was this around the time you were going to take on the Dur Challenge, weren't you, at some point?
Yeah, that was before. I was going to take on the Dur Challenge in like 2009, and then I don't know, it fell through. He was doing it with Patrick, and he did it with a couple others. Yeah, and it was like in 2011 when I basically finished with No Limit.
Who knows? You could have been a guy not getting paid right now.
Yeah. I actually then met Jungle Man because in 2011 I started getting staked by a company called Matchbook, and they were already staking Jungle Man. And then like the agreement was we'd have to play in the same room together or whatever. And in the first day I met him, I came up to the office where we were meant to play, and I was trying to get online. I was like, oh, what's the Wi-Fi password? And Jungle Man from across the room just reels off like this 20-digit code, which he'd remembered. XY223, whatever it was, you know. Yeah. No one can fucking remember that. And I was like, okay, this is why I've lost. This is why this guy beat me.
Yeah, I like to say some people's ovens just burn hotter, you know?
Yeah.
They got more RAM than we do.
And he was like using Hold'em Manager and stuff like that. And I would sit next to him and try and learn off him, but I was always so bad with computers and like putting the work in with that type of stuff that eventually I just was like, oh, this isn't even fun anymore, Hold'em. So I just started playing different games.
So when you say like live tournaments or online tournaments?
Yeah, like online tournaments, and then eventually like mixed game cash, like later on 2011 or so.
How do you get staked by Matchbook? I guess they were trying to just grow their. Did they have a poker?
They had something called the PokerFarm, so they staked a lot of people. They staked like Sam Tricker, they staked Jungle Man, they staked me, they staked like Matt Perrins, who won a bracelet for them. They staked like loads of people, but this was like 2010, 2011.
You mean staked? Like they put up all the buy-ins and they split the profits type thing?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, people probably had different deals. I don't know exactly.
Sure.
But yeah.
I just feel like I never saw like a Matchbook patch. Was it just like
they might have had PokerFarm patches back then. It was a bit of both. Yeah, a guy called James Ward was
he won the.
He lives in Vegas now.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
He's a very smart gambler.
He's definitely a gambler. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is fun at the poker table. I like playing.
Yeah, you want to play poker with him. Like he probably wouldn't be the worst poker player if he like, put his mind to it. But like, yeah, you definitely want to play with him at the table.
Yeah, he won WSOP Europe in like 2013 or something.
Clicking crazy buttons, but he didn't give a fuck. He was already rich. You know, he was just.
His celebration at the end was the best thing to watch. I think me and my buddy Art Ball, we like rewound it, watched his celebration over and over again. It was great. Really was.
I've just never seen him not having fun at the table. I guess he's just super rich as wife. But he just seems to have a good time no matter how the cards fall.
So what did you prefer more? Like, was it MTTs or was it mixed games or like just whatever combination of both, I guess?
I did like going deep into MTTs, but I never really had like the biggest. I mean, I did have a few scores, but I never really had, because this was back when like it was F-tops, Scoop, Wookoop. They were all big. You know, you could win 500K in a tournament pretty easily. Even like on a Sunday, they'd do the thing.
I wouldn't say easily, but all right.
No, but I'm saying it like every week they'd have
sure, fair enough. Yeah.
You know, you could buy into one tournament 66 not re-entries, 6 different
multi-entry, right?
Multi-entry, and then like
right before Black Friday, right?
Yeah, just cash grab.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I never really binked like one too big. Maybe my biggest score was like 150 or something. But you know, you're in for absolute heat. So I don't even know if I was winning them, to be honest. But so I do like going deep in tournaments, and tournaments are fun, but it wasn't like the funnest way to make a living. I am like predominantly a cash game player. So then I started dabbling in mixed games, and there were like these 2 French guys who were very good at mixed, Seb and Alex Lanoux, that also lived in London. I think I paid one of them for like some coaching and triple draw or something, and that's how I sort of paved my way into it. But I was like a fish at mixed basically for the first like few years for sure, maybe even 5 years, honestly. Even though like I kind of pick up games pretty quickly, like mixed games are hard to master for sure. I mean, even the first, it is kind of mad. Like I played the 50K players comp in 2012. I'd only been playing mixed for like 6 months. I ended up coming 4th.
That's right. Yeah. Mizrachi won.
Mizrachi won it that year. So it shows you like how much luck there is in that tournament alone. And I'm not saying him, but him as well. No, he's a good player, but he's won it 4 times. But I barely played any of the games. I came 4th, you know. So like the tournament poker is pretty sick like that. You don't have to be that good. You can just get lucky pretty easily. Right. Whereas cash is very different.
Ignorance is bliss sometimes, and that stuff. One of my good friends, Adam Geyer, he got second place in a bracelet event, in a shoe event. This is like, and he literally had no idea how the chop pots worked. Oh, like really? He's playing OE, and he's like, I didn't know why I got half the pot most of the time, and like. Before the final table, he started looking it up. He's like, "Oh, all right, I see now. All right, I'm with it now."
Qualify low.
Yeah,
didn't even know that.
Yeah, to your point, like just tournaments in general or whatever. But yeah, you can kind of hide a lot of deficiencies in mixed games through aggression, or at least you could anyway. Yeah. In tournament anyway. So, like, what's your favorite mixed game? Like, what'd you fall in love with first? Because I think it's a gateway drug.
Yeah, I think triple draw was one I liked at the beginning. I mean, that's what I like. That was my first like gateway into it. And I was like quite good at triple draw, even though like, I was so bad in the studs and all the other games. Like triple draw was not easy. I mean, it's still, there's a lot of spots in triple draw, and I can even learn more now. And I'm like really good at triple draw, but it was easier than the other ones. Easier to get to like an okay level.
Sure, I agree. I think it's easier to get to the point where you can break even, slightly win or slightly lose or whatever.
Correct. Whereas in the studs, it's not like that.
Sure,
in the split pot games, it's not like that.
No, I'm with you on that. I think that's where I am. And like every time I watch any kind of like a high level like video on Triple Draw or something like that, I'm like, I would have never thought to do any of this stuff. Like I'm so happy I'm not smart enough to do any of that. I'm going to be quite comfortable right where I am, breaking even.
To both of your points, isn't it? It's like every year the person that wins like the $1,500 deuce 7 triple draw is like someone who just learned the rules on YouTube, you know, like right before the tournament, and they're like, oh, okay, and then they just happen to win because, like you said, it's easy to get kind of close, and then there's so much luck in tournaments that it's just always some idiot winning a tournament. Speaking of which, isn't that what your bracelet's in?
Yeah, that is. But my final table in that was actually pretty tough. It was like the 3-handed lasted ages. It was funny because I actually like George Wolfe, who came second. I actually taught him how to play triple draw. Like I'm friendly with him, and the other guy, Johannes Becker, he's like arguably the best triple draw player in the world. We were 3-handed for like, I want to say like 8-9 hours.
Jeez.
With only maybe 10, 15 bets each at a point, you know, it was crazy.
You guys just
it was
taking
an
turns.
Absolute battlefield, honestly. It was a hard fought. It wasn't no easy bracelet.
Especially in Deuce 7. Like Turtle Draw is like one of the bigger mixed games, like as far as like swings, like, you know,
I believe
like Stud High, Raz, Deuce 7 or the big one. So I only have like 10 or 15 bets.
It was crazy that it just kept going and kept going. And then I remember getting to heads up and having like a 5-1 or maybe a 4-1 chip lead on him. And then he like won 4 pots in a row. And all of a sudden I'm down and I was panicking. And I was like, I think I even asked for a break or something, or maybe there was a break. And I just regrouped and I came back and won 4 pots and then it was over. Pretty relieving.
You taught him how to play obviously before this, right? Like,
yeah. But like a few months before he had stayed with me or something. Or,
that's fun playing like a good friend like that, or I assume you consider him a friend.
Yeah.
Did you guys like talk chop or any of that stuff, or was
no, not really? We didn't. We just played it out. I mean, there wasn't that much difference, so maybe it was like a 70K difference.
70,000 is a lot of money, guys.
Yeah,
but either way,
when you're playing a 10,000 tournament, it's not like 300K
Sure.
difference or a 500K difference, whereas for a lot of these World Series events or whatever,
Yeah.
like it's quite small for first to be 270, like compared to so many where first is 1 million or 800 or 1.5.
That's fair. So I don't want to jump ahead too much or anything, but I am curious though, when you do come to Vegas, and I know you have your visa here and whatnot, or citizenship, like you come here specifically to play mixed games. Is that kind of like just where you are and you're happy to do it right now?
Yeah, basically. Well, that's basically what I've been doing for the last like 10, 15 years, just playing mixed online. And then I actually don't come to Vegas that much. Like I usually come once every 3 years.
Oh, wow.
But I did come like twice this summer. So yeah, when I'm here, I try and play cash, and then I jump in the odd tournament here or there. Like this summer, I did play like 4 tournaments. I kind of went deep in everything, but like soft bubbled most of them. But then I did get third in the 10K Stud 8 tournament. I thought I was definitely going to win that when it was 3-handed. I had like a third of the chips in play, and there were 2 pretty weak players. And I was sure I was going to win. I got dealt 4 to a wheel and just bricked 3 bricks, like 3 hands in a row, and then you're short. That's the thing with these tournaments, you know, you only got 10 bets, 10, 15 bets, or even maybe 6 bets sometimes could be the average, like 3 or 4-handed or whatever. So like every pot's so crucial. So I lost 3 pots and then I was basically out, which was, you know, it's still a nice score for like 200K, but would have been nice to get that second bracelet and then an extra 200K.
Yeah, keep you hungry for next year.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll come back 2 in a row.
I think one year I will just like come and play all the tournaments. Like I do focus on cash a lot when I'm here, but there is a lot of value just sitting there and playing the tournaments. Like you see all the best players just constantly having good summers year in, year out. You know, like Isildur is a great cash game player, but now he doesn't even bother with cash. He just comes here. Like he's pretty sick. Like obviously he's a sick degen and he's got a big appetite for gambling and big what's the word?
Balls.
Well, no, balls he's got as well, but he's got a long battery life. So when he comes here, he registers every tournament at 12 o'clock noon. He doesn't even late register at a single tournament. He's there at 12 o'clock noon. The minute he busts, he goes and plays another one. It's kind of like Sean Deeb. That's what they're doing. And then you see year in, year out, they're the ones fighting for player of the year. They're the ones.
Scott Seaver too. He's one of those.
All of them. All
Ryan Rass, like there's a
Brian
ton like that.
Gordo, like all the best mixed game players like if they put their mind to it, they're a huge favorite to win a lot of money every summer. And I've never really gone to Vegas for the 6 weeks to do that. But I think next summer I'll try and do some prop bets or some side bets and really put my mind to it like that.
Are you tired of playing with players like this? Not this.
No,
like this? Or this?
Or do you want to play with players like this?
Oh, wait. If you like having fun at the poker table, Table 1 is the game for you. We play high stakes, no limit, 100 blinds. And if you want to get into the game, it's actually super easy. We have a website, table1.vegas. You just go to the website, you click get a seat in the game, and fill out the form. It's that easy. It's your name, it's your phone number, it's the date that you're here, and I will personally reach out to you.
And it's only $5K minimum buy-in. You know, run it up at 2.5 and join us.
I was going to ask, like, so first things first, like, so when you do play cash games instead of tournaments, like, how big do you play? Like, when you come out here?
Well, I normally like start at 4-8 basically.
All right.
So
Which
I'll
is
play
plenty
that.
big. Yeah.
And if things are going well, I sometimes shot in the bigger, like in the Bobby's Room games. I haven't played that game for a few years.
Those are more like put together, right? I mean, like
well, that game's so big now, it's like 3-6K, but like I played the 15-3 a bunch of times.
Okay. So you don't need the invite to that. It's just like they make it big enough to where if you can afford it, you can have a seat.
Yeah,
All
correct.
Right. Mixed games is a weird animal. We do talk about it quite a bit on the show. Like where, I wouldn't say surprisingly, but like everyone actually thinks everyone else sucks. Is that kind of like true for you? Because like I'm not saying. I mean, when you sit down at a mixed game table, you're just like, this guy sucks at those 4 games. This guy sucks at these 2 games.
There is a lot of that. You know, there's a lot of egos in poker as well. I noticed at high stakes PLO games, like the people that have made money, they're very cocky and arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't particularly maybe think they're like the smartest. They just think they're the coolest or whatever. Yeah. But like in the mixed games, the people that are like doing well, they really think they're smart. And they are very smart. But
I mean, all of them are smart, but like everyone thinks everyone else sucks, though. Like, it's not like I respect this guy's game. He's really good across the board. That's the one guy I don't want to play with. I've never heard that out of one person's like.
I think if you asked about and you heard a name called Matt Ashton, no one would say. They would say he's the best and he doesn't suck at any game. But to your point, someone like Michael Turitz, who's like literally the best like online mixed game player or one of the best poker players basically of all time. You know, like a load of people might call him a fish in the live big mixed game where he's obviously not a fish at all. He's
aggressive and he's action, but he's really good. Sorry.
I don't know.
German guy.
No, he's not German. He's Swedish. He's Swedish.
Sorry. He looks German. He has black hair.
I mean, not everyone's going to call, but I have heard some people say, oh, he's a spot in the game, but he's not a spot in the game, you know? So like, you're right. Everyone is kind of like that.
Yeah, that's the one lesson I got. Because believe me, at No Limit, like you almost have to tippy toe around like that notion of I think I'm better than everyone at this table, so I'm just going to placate to like everyone else's like needs or whatever. But at a mixed game table, you sit down and like you play stud 8, and you're like, you're not going to play this hand. You fucking suck at this hand. Just go take a walk. And like, you're just like talking shit to people like constantly through every single like hand. I'm like, this is a different animal. Like everyone's like the ego compared to No Limit anyway is like just on a different level. Either that or like the No Limit people are more predatory, which also might be true in the same breath. Where you're just more quiet about like, oh, this guy sucks. Let's just be quiet about like how much he sucks.
100%. It's totally different. It's two different. Well, like especially these days, like the No Limit games and the PLO games, they're all like kind of semi-privates. You can't piss anyone off. You can't do this and that. But the mixed games are there, and people just get kicks out of trolling and tilting each other, and
it's hilarious.
And someone going off this and that, and someone playing that hand so bad, and then it becomes a big thing. It's really different. But you wouldn't see that at all in No Limit. You're right. They just stay quiet and let the guy donk off again.
I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Ellie, but Alezra. But like I asked him one day, he was sitting next to me. We were playing, I think 3-6 or 4-8 mixed games, and I was like, "Who's the worst guy at this table?" Fully saying he was going to say me or whatever, and he just looks at me and was like, "Whoever lost the last pot, that's the worst guy at this table." Yeah. I was like, "Fuck, that's right."
It kind of is like that. Honestly, it's like because the thing with mixed game is like there are edges in the mixed game, but like at the same time, sort of if you know the games, you can come along and kind of hold your head like, you know, you could go and play a very tough mixed game and you might not necessarily lose. Like if the cards go your way. But if you're going to go play like a super tough, like no limit or PLO game with all the best players in the world, you're going to get destroyed.
Right.
You can't
Fair.
win, yeah?
That's fair.
But you can win in mixed doing that. So it is kind of to your point, like, yeah, whoever's like losing on the day is the fish at the table type thing. It's a lot about temperament.
I feel like this is like all a big setup. I don't know if these cameras are even on, but I feel like this is a big setup for getting me to go play mixed games with you later on.
He said he had to bring a player to Eric's game to get in.
I'm pretty sure you and Paul are going to bring the same player. I'm not really sure. I mean, I have Eric's number too. I mean, shit, I could just go, but maybe
Well,
not.
while we're on the topic of shit talking and all of that, if that is what you're known for, in your eye, Benyamine.
You know what? Yeah, I'm so confident in my heads-up game. Yeah. Look, I've got 2 jacks here. You don't think I mess about? My heads-up game, I'll beat everyone in this whole party poker. It don't matter if I come there. It don't matter. Look at this. I'm sitting out for 5 hours. In your eye, David Benyamine, you arrogant guy.
How did like you seem so reserved? I was expecting you to be in here like Doug Polk talking shit about people every chance you got. You know, you're just sitting here.
Yeah, I mean,
talking stoic.
I wouldn't really put myself down as that stoic because I am like a bad DJ and stuff like that.
I guess we're not gambling right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm 41 now. It'd be a bit lame just to sit there and go off on people like I used to. But at the same time, maybe at the table, if I was to be playing with someone that I didn't like, I might say if I might not be so reserved.
So, like, I truly don't know this story or whatever, but you got heads up with Benyamine in some kind of, I wouldn't say gimmicky tournament or whatever, but like it was, whatever, a little off hinge or whatever, but like what story is he talking about? Because honestly, I have no idea. I'm not even trying to placate.
No, well, what it was like one of these tournaments where where there was heats and then you'd take your points to get to the final. You needed a certain amount of points to get to the final, and then like, the one hand where I went crazy at him is because like I was probably just meant to fold my hand pre-flop because I just needed to like get 5th in that heat to get to the final. And there was like 6 left or something, and I got jacks under the gun. I had no idea what to do, so like I limped. And like he recognized this. He was like, I'm not saying he's a bad player now, but he was better compared to the field then.
Sure.
So he recognized this. He like raised the 6-5 off. And then it got back to me. I'm already tilted because I know what he's doing. So I'm like, nah, don't play with me or whatever. I should probably just re-raised all in at that point. But anyway, I called. And like I flopped an overpair. And I started giving him some shit. I said, let's stop betting. I know you're full of shit, blah, blah, blah.
Well, you do it, innit? I'm going to call you. Just do it.
And I called on the flop. And then the turn came a king. Like a brick or whatever. Yeah. I checked. I'm trying to desperately just get to showdown, you see.
Right, so there's a shit talking trying to get him to shut down a little bit?
Yeah, and it wasn't working one bit. Fair enough. So it's just incentivizing him to do it more and more. Like,
all right, big man, go on. Do your little angle bet. I'll go all in so quickly if you bet. Go on then, do your bet. Are you slow rolling us all for?
I could just tell the weakness. My hand was so face up. So the king came on the turn, and he basically bet half my stack or a little bit more. And I'm sitting there and I'm steaming. But I know if I come 6th, I'm out. But then like I get to play one game heads up to
get back in.
To get back into the final.
Sure.
So like just like a switch went in my head. I was just like, you know what, fuck this shit. I'll beat anyone heads up. And I just stuck it in.
You know what? Yeah, I'm so confident in my heads up game. Yeah. Do me then, whatever, innit?
And then like he slow roll went to call and then folded, and I just like.
At least you put your money where your mouth was.
Yeah, whatever. That's true. Nice slow roll.
A release of pressure came. Just went berserk.
Yeah, and what then? I'll beat everyone in this whole party poker. It don't matter if I come there. It don't matter. Look at this. I'm sitting out for 5 hours. In your eye, David Benyamine, you arrogant guy. He thought he could angle me all day, innit? Thinks he's 10 years older than me, so he knows a little bit. Think I care?
Start screaming in the guy's face. He's just sitting there playing his cards. He's not doing anything wrong, and I'm just going off like a lunatic.
When I feel happy about that, I'm like, oh, thank God. Whew, I was worried about that, but you're just like, you.
Yeah, no. Well,
how dare you put me?
Yeah, it was such a release of like pressure when I finally got it through, and I don't know. And he was not that he's arrogant. Like I said in my little rant, "Are you arrogant guy?" Like he's a little bit. like suave, like
He's French. You know?
Yeah, he's
it's in their blood.
So he was like a little bit arrogant or whatever. So I just went off.
So I actually played golf today with John Anders. I don't know if you know who he is, but I told him I could only play 9 holes today because we're doing the podcast with you. And he was like, I got a great story for you. And it was at EPT Monte Carlo, and I think it was near the final table.
I do know this guy. When he flopped the nut flush first.
That's it. That's
the second nut flush.
Okay, I assume you had the second nut flush or whatever. But
I had a high flush anyway.
Like John, I think was number 1 in chips, and you were number 2 in chips.
Four-handed, yeah.
Forehand. Okay.
EPT Pro.
And like John put him in and whatever. I can't remember if it was a turn to the river. I can't remember. But either way, like according to him, like you basically were like kicking chairs and running around. Like the action's still on him. He's just like, running around the room, just, like.
No, because I like knew I was beat basically, but we both flopped a flush and it was like four-handed and like the other two were kind of short and I could just smell it was just like a setup. But like I knew I was never folding, but I still took about half an hour to call, kicked a few chairs and screamed at a few staff probably and whatever else. And then eventually made the call drawing dead and I was out in 4th. But yeah, it was just a bit cooler.
But no, it is. And I know that feeling, but I just like the acknowledgement of the cooler, not in the way of like, oh, this is so sick. I have to call. Like, it's just like, you're already tilted before you make the call. You're just you see a kitten, you punch it in the face, like, a small child, you're just punching across the room and like, you're just
21 and up.
It's like, I know I'm going to bust this tournament. So let's get all the tilt out now, basically, before we get it done.
Yeah, and as being someone who like you're so talkative, like in hands, during hands, after hands, I guess you just kind of let it all hang loose in the moment. At least back
wear
then.
it on the sleeve, basically.
Yeah, and let me just say, like I've mentioned this a ton of times on this podcast, I love that shit. I really do. I think poker needs more of that stuff.
Well, I think that's why, like, Kasuf and who was the other one? Someone else.
Well, Martin Cabral. Like, I'm a big fan of Cabral. I'm not a big fan of Kasuf. I think there's.
They're similar anyway. Basically.
Sure, fair enough.
Like. Again, they're like kind of like Marmite. You not like you love them because no one really loves them, but like you either hate them or you sort of enjoy.
Put up with them. I enjoy the antics.
Yeah. So, that's like kind of did make for like decent viewing, like the Kasuf stuff, and he can be. I've never actually played poker with him, and I could imagine if I was on day 7 of a World Series playing for 10 million and he was doing all his shit, it would wind me the fuck up. But
I would pay to see that, by the way.
But watching it, like, it had a lot of people tuned in.
Sure.
And he probably like not deserved like to the fullest extent of the penalties that he was getting, like, the 5 second. Well, I don't know exactly what it was, but it did seem a bit harsh. But he put it on himself basically. So it is what it is, but it was good viewing, and
I agree with that.
I don't know. It's a good run anyway. He made 300K. Like he did pretty well.
Well, I honestly hope he doesn't get banned for next year or anything. I know there's rumors of him getting banned or whatever, but I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I think they'll tell him like you're not allowed to do that shit, and then maybe if he violates it again, then
you think he would listen?
Yeah,
I would really. There's definitely a middle ground where he could do some of the stuff he likes to do and still like feel like himself without fully pissing off the people that run the tournament.
I think he just like gets in his zone, and he's probably a bit weird. Like he's probably struggles with authority and just wants to do shit his own way, and he can't help himself type thing.
That's fair.
Plus a lot of drugs, probably. Seemed like he was on some.
I don't think he is. I honestly don't think he is. I think he's just wired that way. No, I agree.
Yeah, I think he's wired that way. I haven't heard that he takes drugs. I don't think he takes drugs.
I think he's just at a 10 as soon as he opens his eyes, and he doesn't go anything below a 10 until he goes to bed.
Yeah. Well, Will, if you want to come on the podcast,
oh my God,
we'll get 2 cardboard cutouts of me and Justin. We'll put them here.
I was just saying,
you can talk for an hour and we'll watch it.
I'm not sure what day we're talking about, but I happen to be busy that day. Sorry, guys. Not that I can't handle some talkers, but goodness gracious. Yeah, I think I'm out.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry, Kasuf. That being said, we'd love to have Mark Cabral on here. Okay. So let us, or let me, I guess, talk a little bit about, I wouldn't call it beef or whatever, but like the Phil Goffin challenge or whatever, when he like kind of put out the open-ended, play me in so many hands and like all these different variants or whatever.
Yeah. I think we were going to do that as well, but he was like busy doing Omaha challenges the whole time when we were going to do that. I think I'd be quite a good favorite to beat him if we did like a heads up mixed game challenge, but I'd be totally drawing dead in Omaha.
Sure. So what was there a match ever actual to go through?
We went back and forth on WhatsApp a bit, and like I think it was 2020 when COVID was on or something like that.
Okay.
But like it fell through, and then I think I wrote some long troll on Twitter to him, trying to call him out and just being a bit of a douche, and then I think I apologized to him afterwards on WhatsApp. And then,
how many times were pigeons mentioned?
Probably a fair few. I mean, everyone fucking uses that word now. I feel like I did quite well with that word.
You brought it to the mainstream.
Yeah, I did.
For poker anyway.
Yeah.
Speaking of people you hate, don't you hate Doug Polk? Another type of bird?
I don't like Doug Polk really, but I don't really want to go back into Wise and
no,
I can't really be bothered to go into it too much. But
he does.
Maybe we'll play again someday, and I'll get to make take some money off him.
Have you guys played?
No, not. Oh yeah, like online, like 15 or like 10 years ago or so, but nothing since. Yeah.
Do you still play online?
Yeah, I play online. Yeah, that's basically what I do when I'm in London.
Where do you play?
Just like on various like mixed game apps.
Oh, okay. I guess.
That's and I play a little bit on PokerStars as well, and like some tournaments.
So, what is your day to day like? I mean, I know you play online, but like, is it just like all day, every day, like kind of?
No, not really. Like, I mean, I've got 2 kids now, so
oh, nice.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time with the kids. Wake up, go gym, maybe getting an hour before, like an hour of online play before school run. Maybe I might play like somewhere between like 3 and 5 hours a day overall.
Okay.
But not every day, but like a decent amount. But sometimes I'll be like in the zone, and then like I'll play more on that week. And if I'm playing well, I'll be battling like other good players like relentlessly all night. So yeah, it kind of I'll just go with the flow.
I want to go back a little bit to after you won your bracelet. I heard something about some big games and some prop bets going on.
Yeah, so that was like in 2019. Shortly after the World Series, there was like a big mixed game in London, which lasted for like close to like a year or 2 years, basically.
How big are we talking?
It would vary between like 2,000 and 4,000, and occasionally like 3-6 if people were tilted enough.
When you say it went like that far, like continuously, or was it just like a meetup every day at 10 a.m. or something like that?
It would be like 3 months on or 2 months on, like a month off, and then
that's nuts. Okay,
for like 4 days a week or so. So it was big action. Okay. Basically, people would come from all over the world to come play.
Any big bet games in there? Or all?
Yeah, it was just like the standard sort of like 11 game rotation.
Sure.
Jungle Man came, Ivy came, Patrick came. Basically, every like high stakes mixed game ever came and played. We had like
sounds like a soft lineup.
There was certain
who are the marks? My God.
Well, there was certain players that made it a soft lineup. Basically, I did okay in them. And you were asking about prop bets before. There was this one day where Jungle Man came in, and like as we were talking about earlier about like egos and stuff. Everyone at the mixed game table's always got the biggest ego with whatever it is. And Jungle Man was kind of on his health kick, and he's in decent shape and everything. And I can't remember how it came about, but Jungle Man's also like pretty bad at prop bets, right? And like he's an incredible poker player, but like he's bad with certain things in life. And
social awareness.
Yeah. and prop bets and social awareness probably one of them. So like I can't remember how it came about, but we were talking about press ups and something, and someone said, "Can you do 100 press ups?" And we were negotiating a fee, and then Jungle Man said, "Oh, I bet you can't even do a clap press up." And I said, "Yeah, of course I could do a clap press up. I could do 30 clap."
I said, "I'm pretty sure I could do one, and I'm very out of shape."
Yeah, I said I could do 30 clap press ups, and he goes, "I'll give you 50 to 1 that you can't do 30 clap press ups." Yeah. And I'd done like 20 or 25 before, like a few years before, but I was quite heavy at the time. Like I was probably like 105 kilos. I was fat at the time, but
Press ups and kilos. Can you translate this to American?
American math, please.
So I was probably like 200.
2 bills?
200, no, 230 or something.
Oh, jeez. All right.
So I was heavy. And he just says, I bet you can't do 30 clap press. I'll give you 50 to 1 to do 30 clap press ups. And like, I'm just sitting there with like hundreds of thousands of chips in front of me. And I just threw him 2,000 straight away, jumped down on the ground and basically started doing them. Yeah. And like someone from the game, the guy who was running the game, he was like saying if they were okay or not. Anyway, basically I got them done. I was on the final 3, I was like dying, but somehow the adrenaline like kicked in.
Sure. And
I was able to get 30 press ups. So then Jungle Man's lost 100 grand straight away. Yeah. But now like it's awkward in the room because like this is like a huge amount of money and it's like he's kind of been hustled and also he's saying that the press ups weren't good enough. Right. Yeah.
Well, that's always the easy go-to in these prop bets.
Yeah. So, but they were good enough. So then we had to get it arbitrated. And then like Brian Rast, who came in and like, I wasn't that friendly with him at the time, but like, he's a very good person. And I think like, he also felt like Jungle Man was a bit hustled, which he kind of was, whatever. But I mean, he did offer the bet.
I mean, if you offer the bet,
he did offer the bet. So, but in any case, Brian Rast like looks at because we filmed it. So he goes back and looks at the footage the next day and he's like, I'm not sure they were, I'll pay half or whatever. Anyway, we settled for like 30K or something. So he didn't actually do that bad. Like he lost like a third of what he should have lost.
Were you happy with the result? I mean,
I felt bad anyway, like just winning 100K just like that easily kind of thing.
We're going to need a few seconds of that video, please. If you still have it.
I'll find it somewhere.
Yeah.
How many? No. That's not how
it's 100%. It's 5, 6, 7. That's good. You're doing 8, 9. Yeah! 15, 16, 17, push. 5. Come on, 26. 7, 28. Come on, that's 90. That's fucking man. 100,000.
So how big a game were you playing? So I
that was like I think that was like the regular, which was 15-3. So like 30K was it was one cap pot.
Okay, yeah. So it wasn't absurd or anything.
No, it wasn't.
And 100K is like just a bad session. Like so.
Yeah, 100K would be a bad session. Yeah, and like Jungle Man's pretty rich. That's not like the biggest deal for him to lose.
So like, how did he react while you were doing it? Was he like?
He was like, no, that's no good. And
yeah,
the other guy was like, no, they're fine.
Yeah.
Do you remember when? I think it was Antonio on like High Stakes Poker or one of those After Dark or something, and he did like a 50 push-up bet or something, and they stacked like 3 plates on the ground in front of him, like the actual plates from the buffet or whatever, and he had to like hit the plate every time on the way down.
You did not go to the ground. I'm looking at you.
Ground, Nick.
That's good.
Good. All
right, let's go. They have to touch.
Okay, but I'll still be the judge here. He's got to keep the back.
That's fair.
That's very fair. That's 3
plates. And if you break a plate,
in the
bet's
Marines,
off.
they use 3 plates all the time.
Come
on, I'm not in the Marines. I'm playing poker, you dumbass.
Well,
that's just these prop bets, man. It's just, especially if mixed game players are making them, there's going to be some stringent arbitration required.
Well, as well, like in mixed games, in a lot of the high stakes mixed games, a lot of people's profit and losses come from prop bets, not like those type of prop bets, but like prop bets with the cards.
Yeah.
So like if you get dealt quads in your hand, or if you get dealt a full house, or get dealt a flush, you might get like 5,000 per man. They also do some stud props. So like the props a lot of the time plays like maybe I would even say like 2 to 3 times bigger than the game itself. And also it's funny because then like people who might be a dog in those games, they like to bet props to like even it out a bit. And then when they do lose in the game, they get to say, oh, well, I was winning the game, but I lost so much in props to make themselves feel better. Like everyone does that actually. Like even the best players do that. It's weird because in mixed games, everyone thinks they're the best and wants to be the best. So like, if someone would say, oh, how did you do on the day? Oh, I was level, but I lost so much in props. Okay, so you outsmarted everyone in poker, but you failed in luck. Yeah, the luck wasn't on your side.
They're not putting the money off to the side when they win the prop bets or taking it off, or anything. You can make up any excuse. It's kind of like in our game, like at the end of the night, everyone likes to do cucuruchus or like flips or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, it's crazy because like next day everyone was like, man, I was doing okay to your point. And it was, but like, I just got buried in this and like, Jimmy just won all the money and like, fuck Jimmy. And Jimmy's just like, I literally broke even. I didn't do anything special at all. But like, it made everyone else just feel so much better that like, you got to like blame everything else on him, like on his good luck.
It's just human nature, right? We're gamblers. We want to have something to blame it on. That's not our own fault.
Yeah, that's it as well. 100%.
Any other, or do you have a favorite card and prop? Do you any partake in the props?
I don't really, because I'm already doing so many things that like a minus EV when I'm at a game. Well, not so many things, but I'm already like peeling my cards and doing 50-50s and doing stuff like that so often that like if I add props into it, it will distract me too much, basically. But saying that, the minute I get tilted, I just call myself on for props anyway. So like, maybe like if I play 5 sessions a week, like 1 or 2 of those sessions, I'll be on for half of that session in props.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you play where you can sleep them, like stuff like that?
Well, it's really hard. The props we play or they play at the game resorts, it's really hard to sleep them because it's like it's cards that you get in your hands. You'd never really like if you get a roll up in stud, you're always going to know I had 3 6s. You're not going to sleep that. If you get dealt a flush, it's a rare thing in your hand. You're not going to sleep if you get dealt quads. It's so hard to sleep these props. Yeah. That being said, you could sleep it.
Yeah, if you don't get action and you muck or whatever.
Yeah.
And I used to play this when I would play like 5-10 no limit at the Bellagio. Me and another regular in the game would play this prop we called the deuce game. We just kind of made it up. I had the red deuces, he had the black deuces. And if it came on the flop, it was a unit.
Yeah.
If it came on the turn,
those are super easy to sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
And if it came on the river, or if you got both of them, it like doubled or whatever. And yeah, he would sleep a lot of them. But this one day in particular, man, I was getting buried. Like we would play not big, but like, $20 or something a unit. And then it would just multiply.
Yeah.
And I was just getting buried. I was probably down like, I don't know, 1,000 in props. And we had this one dealer come in and she was just like the kind of dealer that Justin hates, middle-aged woman, Southern accent.
Nothing to do with the woman.
Thinks she knows the whole game, but keeps messing up all the time on like actually like dealing stuff. Doesn't like the players correcting her, that kind of dealer.
Sure.
And she was just calling, is that another deuce? And I'm just fucking getting buried. Mine's never coming out. I was so steamed for that 30 minutes. I think I just got stacked and left.
I mean, those type of props, there is a decent amount of skill because you can distract your opponent. Like you see their card before and then you start engaging in a conversation with them. And then the turn comes, you go, bang, slept it.
Yeah. You just can't.
Face.
It's like, so exactly when can I call you a piece of shit? Right when the dealer takes your cards or like, okay, all right. So when the riffle, okay, as soon as the riffle's, all right, then I can be like, you fucking piece of shit, give me all the money.
Are those bags under your eyes? Because you're looking sleepy. You lose again.
But, to this point, I think there's a lot of skill in like those kind of props. Like, and then the props where like everything's in your hand or whatever. Believe me, I played enough of those. It's like as soon as you get them, you're just like,
that's where you're sweating.
Show your neighbor just to like verify whatever. Like you're fucking rolled up in Raz. You're like, just take a look before I muck this, so everyone believes you or whatever. That's fine. But yeah, like
it's like playing with Chino. He's just like sweating his hand for the prop, like before the action. He's like, oh, I got one, and then he like
it slows the game.
Plays
it slows your
it does.
play down. It slows the game down a lot when you're doing that. You're constantly like peeling and and you're torturing yourself as well, which is not a good thing. I torture myself in pots when I'm in draw pots when I'm squeezing 50-50s enough. Like I can't be doing that pre-flop like every hand.
The key is just to bet all your 50-50s or raise all your 50-50s.
I pretty much do.
Yeah, I figure it's
well, I do at different times. Like if people are like clocking that I've been doing that, then I start looking. But I find it hard not to raise the 50-50.
The first time I even knew about a 50-50, I was playing Deuce 7 as a $1,500 event, probably in like 2012. And Robert Mizrachi, I was heads up against him. And on the last draw, like he bet, and I was just like, he's full of shit. I'm just raising anything. I didn't even look at my draw. Like I was drawing to the wheel, I think, but I was like, whatever, fuck this guy. And like, I respect him, obviously, but like I raised, and then he just looked at me and was like, you know how dumb that is? I literally have 50-50 to the nuts. Let me look at my hand. He literally tells me like in the middle of it, and I'm like, oh shit. He's like, if it's a 5, then you're fucked. If it's a 4, like I'm obviously folding. And like, he just was like, he peels like the pair or whatever and like gets rid of it. And he was like, why would you ever raise me there? Like, that's so stupid. I was like, I don't know what a 50-50 is. I'm so sorry. Like, can you explain it to me? And like, or like, he just explained it to me. I was like, Oh, that's so smart, actually. I'm an idiot. You're right. I'm so sorry.
He's been on Pip Sweats ever since. He's teaching the no limit guys now.
And a lot of the time, you can work it to your favor sometimes, or you could raise it dark and then they call, and then you offer a chop, basically.
Sure.
So you've got most times people don't say yes to that chop anyway. But like the other day I had one and I said it was 50-50. And if you say 50-50 or do you want to chop, they're allowed to say no add, basically. Yeah. So you're not angling them. So anyway, I was like, okay, fine. I said 50-50 we can chop or add if you want. And he's sitting there tanking. I put out 4,000 extra if he wanted to add. And then in the end we just played for half of the middle or whatever. And it was there and I won the pot. And he's like, oh, I'm glad I didn't add. I should have just chopped. But yeah, so you do get that small bit of equity in the raise, the times that they fold plus the times that you could chop it.
I do this in Hold'em a lot, actually, which is sad but true, I think. But
Hold'em, if you've got 50-50s in Hold'em, it's even more profitable because there's such a big raise. There's such a good chance they're going to fold. In limit, asking them to fold for one bet is a tough ask.
I don't mean much asking for chops for 50. It's more just
he plays his whole hand.
I was just like, all right, I got an ace of clubs, whatever, and then I peel a no spotter.
No spotter.
That's
I've
not a club.
I've never not done that. I'd be deep in a tournament under the gun. I got an ace and I hit a no sider and opening every time. And sometimes I don't look till the river and to see whether I've got aces or not.
And that's what I do. If I get 3-bet, I'll just 4-bet blind.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, if I get 5-bet, I'm 1 out of 3 to fuck them. Yeah, who cares? And I'll do it with whatever, 2 paying cards or whatever, same thing. But yeah, I presented it in our cash game and they look at me like I'm an idiot, which is true. But I do it all the time. And I get to the river, I was like, I'm 50-50 or 1 out of 3 to have you fucking demolish right now. We're going to find out together,
I haven't actually done that much in cash game Hold'em or PLO, but I do that when I play tournaments, a decent amount. But that's a spot that I'd be thrilled to do that in a cash game. But I don't play that much cash no limit or PLO really, live cash anyway.
It's exhilarating.
I can imagine it is.
Poker doesn't need a whole lot more oomph to it, but if you ever get bored, look at half your cards, guys. It'll be great for you.
The worst thing is we have a couple sharp people in our game, and I think they just look at Justin now when he's sweating his cards to see if he's doing it, if he's doing the sweat or not.
Yeah, I sweat back corner, and I'll just raise, and someone's looks at me like, all right, fine, I'll look all the way now, or pretend to snap it.
Yeah.
Snap.
You hear that snap? That was me looking at the cards.
Me look.
Yeah, I mean, you can fake that. People know that I'm sort of peeling the whole time, and sometimes I'm too afraid to look at the whole card, so I'll fake peel that I've seen it all, and then go, oh, okay, fine, raise. I still haven't seen it.
I'm looking up here.
Yeah. What's that? Raise.
But yeah, that is some of the fun stuff to do in mixed games. That is why mixed games are fun, because there's so much going on with different cards and different spots and low cards.
I agree, and just in general, guys, everyone should play mixed games. Just diversify, but in addition to that, learning a new game reinvigorates your mind. And I'm being dead serious. I think if you're a little bored or a little complacent with whatever you're doing poker wise, pick up a new game. Start super low stakes, and just that'll actually get you thinking more and more about something futuristic about what you can do with your game.
It's funny you say that because I've been trying to put in 30 minutes a day on Phenom now, and the Phenom Poker people are all mixed game people, and all the games on there that get action that are 50 cents a dollar or something small or lower, it's 6 card PLO, and I'm like, all right, let's see how to play this game, and it has. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I got all these cards mixing together. I don't know what to
6 card PLO is the only game that really gets played in London, in terms of live private game scenes. It's good for the game runners because it's basically an all in every hand. So, that's not necessarily good because they make the cap on the rake even if the pot's 500 or 1,000. They don't actually need an all in. But
it's okay if they run it twice.
Yeah. So it runs twice and they chop a lot and then they get it. So, but 6 card PLO, the edges are so small that they're really good for the game runners because the money just sort of goes round and round, and the best players don't always win.
That's why I like it. I can't win. And if
It's not
British
really,
check knows.
I don't really like that game. But
It's-
like I'm forced to play it a lot, but I don't really like it. It's not.
Yeah, I think 4-card is just way better, but
Yeah.
that's just me personally or whatever. But like, to Art's point, I play a lot of 6-card and 5-card PLO.
Actually, may not have played 6. I may have played 5. But
I like the 6. I like
card PLO
double
8.
boards a lot
Jesus.
better. Double boards really fun. I find that a fun game.
So, table 1 is going to have a Kukuruchu tournament. I'm not sure if
What's
it's going to be.
Kukuruchu?
It's double board PLO potter fold only. So pot on the
You
flop.
see the flops, and then it's pot or fold, and you're done with the hand or whatever.
It's a
So we're
showdown
going to do a
after that.
tournament.
Just pot or fold. That's it.
That's it.
That's how we do our time rake.
Sure.
I mean, if you play tomorrow, if you don't have the mixed game and you come play with us, you'll play it. But yeah, it's just 4 cards each. We do like 3 blinds, so $300 each. And then, yeah, it's however many players at the table or fold. So 2,400 or fold.
Okay, nice.
And then that's the whole hand.
It's just a lot of
You
fun.
said you were running a tournament of that, or
We're gonna
I think it's a great idea. I think it should be a tournament. Like they did have a double board bomb pot for the World Series this
Yeah, I
year, but
saw
it wasn't
that, yeah.
Kukuruchu style. Kukuru, like to your point, like kind of lets everyone feel unlucky or lucky or in the same breath, which is I think a good key part of poker or whatever. Like when you walk away and everyone, like 99% of people are like, I ran so bad that tournament. It's a pretty good tournament, I'd be my guess. So like it's a good idea, I think.
It's a fun game too.
Yeah.
We used to run another version of it, which we called Optimist, which we still play sometimes, where it's half pot or fold on the flop.
Okay.
So if there's 8 players, we'd only put in 200 per person.
Yeah.
And so it'd be 800 or fold. And then you get to play the river. There's no turn action, but you play the river. So you get like one more decision in there.
Okay.
And turn.
But like by the time the river comes, usually like 5,000-6,000 in the middle or whatever, and then like there's
it's cheaper and you have more potential.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there online now. There's a lot of double pot bomb pots on like the Club GG, and I think that's like the crack cocaine of poker. Honestly, there's like
I agree.
I've played so much of that as well, and you can go in and you can play high stakes, 1,600 a pot, 1,600 a man, straight to the flop, 6 cards, double board. And you're like kind of like peeling the writing because it tells you what you got at the bottom. You want to see flush ace high or 3 of a kind. So many of the times it's just pair, and you just like buried 800 or 400 or 1,600, whatever your ante is. And it's such an exhilarating game. And, then you go all in and then it just shows you the percents. And then you're just sweating green percents, basically. You just want your hand to stay green or go green from red. And it's an unbelievable gambling experience, actually. But the problem is, it's like, because it's a chop pot game and because like Club GG just rakes the fuck out of you, it's pretty much unbeatable. So you could even be on sort of like, I'd like to say like 70 or 80% rake back, and you could still be a good player and there'd be like fish in the game, and you still could be losing in the game because how much they're taking from each pot.
Yeah, I don't love double board games when they're uncapped. I don't know, just in general.
Yeah, and that's the other thing with it. When you get deep, so a player to your left, you could be really deep with them. So there'll be call time as well. So you might win like you might win your first pot or whatever, and it's like you quadruple up, and then you win another pot. Now you've got a 6x stack, right? But the guy that's been sitting at the table, he's got you covered, and you're in the game for 2K, but now you've got like a 20K stack. He's got 20K as well, right? So he's on your left, and your call time's now 20 minutes or 40 hands or 30 hands, whatever it is. You can't get away, yeah? You have to sit and blind out or play your hands. Sure. There's so many times where like a short stack will be all in and you'll have one good board, but you have to play it, but there's a guy behind you that's got you covered, and you might make this huge error. It's not really an error, but it's just like...
Well, yeah, calling's an error, like potting is an error,
exactly.
Like everything. Yeah.
So like if the guy behind you has got you has got a better hand than you, you're fucked, but you do have to play your hand because you're so likely to... So there's a lot going on in that game as well.
Gary.
That's why we keep Art from those kind of games.
Yeah.
I mean, that game probably is best played at a cap.
Yeah, I agree.
But at the same time, like it's fun when you don't play it.
Being the guy on the left.
Yeah, being the guy on the left. You're just sitting there waiting,
It's like whatever, a certain guy opens and a short stack's going to jam at some point in an MTT or something like that, and you just like flat with like kings or something
exactly.
like that. Like,
it's so likely one of the short stacks is going to jam behind.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
All right. So is there anything you want to promote or any
Quite invested in this coin called Pengu. Huddle Pedal, Pudgy Penguins.
Oh, crypto.
Sorry, I'm very old. Explain it to Art, and Art will explain it to me later.
They're pictures of penguins, guys.
There's like
I like penguins a lot.
They're like NFTs. There's like a bunch of these Pudgy Penguins, and then they've got their own currency as well, which is going pretty well. It's like, I mean, it's on a bit of a downswing like the last 2 weeks, but it was an all-time high like 3 weeks ago. It's like 2.5 billion market cap. My friend thinks it's going to go to like 100 billion, which is a big ask, but it has got to 2.5 billion. 3 billion the other day, so it's not inconceivable by any means.
Have you been in crypto for a long time?
Yeah, I think most players have been in crypto for a long time. I think we as a poker industry would be completely fucked if it wasn't for crypto. You know, like the rake just sort of chews everyone up, and not just the rake, everything. You know, massage girls, the waitresses. The
rake is all inclusive.
The food, just so much money comes out of the community.
Yeah.
The game runners particularly just rape the games, you know, with the rake.
Yeah.
So like, if there hadn't been this huge influx of crypto, like, you know, who knows what percent, but you've got to think like a good 50% of the poker community probably put money into crypto at some point and made a lot of money. So yeah,
I remember that the summer that Ethereum went from like whatever $1 or $2 to like 40 or 50 or even higher than that. I can't remember. And just like so many people came out of the woodworks that you hadn't seen in so long that just like happened to stick 1,000 into
like
something.
poker could be dead if it wasn't for crypto, honestly. Like,
yeah.
And now it's like it's booming again. It's like the tournaments are all hitting like the highest, like live tournaments are hitting the biggest guarantees they've ever hit. Like online poker's kind of dead, but then it's not. Like there's a lot of private games going.
Yeah, the app games kind of like fill that market or take away from it. I'm not really sure which is better.
Apps and clubs, and you know it is what it is. It's like if you're playing in. I mean, I know Phenom's going to have clubs soon too. You'd rather play with people that you actually know, then that's what you're going to play. So
I've actually Brian offered me an account and Isildur as well. So I've heard there's actually, you were saying there's only small stakes.
No.
Real stakes.
There's big mix. Isildur's on there every day playing.
He plays like 300, 600, 1K, 2K, up to one. I've seen him play as big as 1K, 2K.
Yeah.
But like it's the smaller no limit and PLO is a little bit on the lower end. It's a lot of 25 cent, 50 cent or whatever. But when you get into the mixed stakes stuff, it's a lot of like mixed games, a lot of like 5-6 card PLO or whatever. Because like there'll be like 5-6 25 50 5 or 6 card on there, and then the mixed games range from everything from like 1-2 up to 300 600 just about every day. And it's obviously I'm promoting Phenom. I love it. It's great, but like, as someone that's trying to get back into mixed games a little bit, it's great to go on there and just play 15-30 and just being completely happy.
Yeah, nice,
I can't get too buried. I'm still trying to learn. Like I know these players are probably better than me, but like whatever, it's fine. Like swing a couple $100, like maybe $500 if you're terrible, and it's great.
Also, just nice seeing Isildur like grinding. You can do like a little mini rail heaven from back in the day and watch him sweat three-handed like against Vallejo and whoever else.
Well, like Becker's on there, Gordinsky's on there. And the good thing, there's KYC, so like a lot of people just like everyone uses their real name like on those stakes or whatever.
Okay.
So it's quite nice actually. And to his point, I get on there and I rail the 300, 600 all the time. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, yeah, like Isildur put railing poker on the map basically. He was like, well, I mean, there was big games before him on Full Tilt, but he elevated it. Like, you know, you could.
He was the only one that would stay with $1 million stack.
Yeah, but you could just make a night of watching Isildur sitting there playing like 500, 1,000, 8 tables, 8 different games versus 8 different players. Like we had a sickness, obviously. He was the biggest DJ. And like, you know, he's still got that in him, but like he's older now, so he's not doing that as much. But like when he gets going, he will have long battles with whoever wants to play.
Much respect.
Yeah.
Big fan of Isildur.
Yeah.
Big fan.
For sure.
Big fan. We'll have to get him on here. Although Vallejo said it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
He's sponsored.
No.
Yeah.
I
mean, he doesn't really like to
on
do.
the podcast.
Yeah. He doesn't really like to do. Like,
I played with him at an event this year. I think it was the 5K 6 max or something similar. And whatever. And like, I literally put in our ambassador like group chat, and I was like, man, I'm playing with the sexiest man I've ever seen. And like everyone just like liked it and retweeted it. And like I'm just like I post a picture of Isildur the whole time. And like it takes him so long. It was like half an hour later, he just looks down and he's like
Lost for words.
and he finally, like I'm literally wearing this probably. And he just like finally lands his eyes on me. He's like, oh. And still doesn't say a word to me, by the way. He doesn't no handshake or just like an acknowledgement, like, oh, all right.
The thing is, he's actually in pretty good shape as well now. He's like, you know, he lives in like Brazil like half the year or so, and then when he's at the World Series, he does his own like meal prep and brings it. So he's not even eating like junk American food. No offense.
No.
Everyone likes.
I don't know
food,
why would you think it'd be offensive.
But yeah, he's like doing his own thing. So he's like glowing. He's in good form.
To your point, like he's one of those guys that like, oh, the tournament starts at noon. I'll be there at 11:55.
Yeah,
like, you know,
yeah.
like, he's a rare bird. Like
early.
Yeah, he's a rare bird.
That'll be you next year. You're coming for another bracelet.
I think it will be.
All right, guys. 25K fantasy draft next year.
Listen out.
Luke Schwartz, guys. It's going to go for about $40. It'll be a steal.
Let's do it.
All right. What about do you have like Twitter or Instagram or anything people can follow you on that you want them on?
I don't really post. I've got a Twitter. I don't really post much. I posted a little bit on Instagram, just more like personal stuff, like my son's golf. He's like a good golf player, and some of my daughters, like she's a good actress. She does accents and stuff like that. So yeah, not really too much poker stuff. But.
Okay. Well, if you can find him, follow him. Otherwise, thank you for doing this.
Don't stalk his children, guys. Don't do that.
That's weird. Don't look at his daughter's accents unless he approves you to follow him. All right. Thanks for doing this.
All right. Nice one, guys.
Me and my buddy, we making all of this money. Yeah, I know it's rude to be bragging. They never